Some people did not betray you. They were never on your side to begin with. They smiled at you, they listened to you, they said all the right things at the right time, and the whole time they were watching you. What makes you insecure? What makes you doubt yourself? What makes you stay? Not to protect you, but to use it later. That is why it hurts in a way you cannot explain, because it was not one moment, it was a pattern you did not see. And once you see the one sign they all share, you cannot unsee it again. Stay with me because the last sign is the one most people miss and it changes everything. Most people think betrayal is loud. They imagine a clear moment where everything breaks, a lie exposed, a truth revealed, a line crossed. But real betrayal is quiet. It builds slowly, it hides inside normal conversations. It looks like care at first, and then one day, something feels off. You cannot explain it, but something inside you starts pulling back. That is not random. That is awareness catching up to reality. Because the truth is this, they did not change. You just started seeing clearly. And once you see clearly, you start noticing the signs that were always there. At first, they look small. They support you, but only when it benefits them. They celebrate you, but only when you stay within limits they are comfortable with. The moment you step outside that space, something shifts. The energy changes, the tone changes, and suddenly the support feels conditional. That is not support. That is control disguised as encouragement. Then there are the moments when you actually need them. Not when things are easy, not when everything looks good, but when things fall apart. That is when you see who's really there. Because some people disappear exactly when your life stops being convenient. They go quiet, they pull back, they become distant, and they always have a reason that sounds just reasonable enough. But the pattern is always the same. They are present when it's easy, absent when it matters. And over time, you start adjusting. You stop asking for help. You stop expecting support. You start carrying everything alone. And you tell yourself, this is normal. It is not. Because real support does not disappear when things get hard. It becomes more visible. Then there's something even more subtle. They make you doubt yourself. Not directly, not obviously, but slowly. A comment here, a question there. Are you sure about that? That doesn't sound right. Maybe you're overthinking. At first, it seems harmless, but over time, it builds. You start second-guessing your decisions. You start questioning your memory. You start feeling unsure about things you were once certain about. And the most dangerous part is this. You think it's coming from you. You think something is wrong with you, but it's not. It's being shaped. Because when someone can make you doubt yourself, they don't need to control you anymore. You start doing it for them. These signs are still visible if you pay attention, but the real danger begins when it becomes invisible. Because once it becomes invisible, it feels normal. And when something feels normal, you stop questioning it. This is where the pattern deepens. You start pulling away, you start noticing things, you start creating space. And right when that happens, they change. Suddenly, they become everything you wished they were. They listen more, they care more, they show up in ways they never did before. And for a moment, you feel something. Hope. Maybe they changed, maybe this is real. But ask yourself one question. Why now? Where was this version of them when you needed it? Because real change does not appear the moment you step away. Real change is consistent, even when there is nothing to gain. What you're seeing is not change, it's strategy. It's designed to pull you back, and it works because it speaks to the part of you that still wants to believe. So you let your guard down, just a little, and that's all it takes. Because they don't need to control everything at once, they only need a small opening. Then it becomes even more subtle. They test your boundaries, not in big ways, in small ways. A message you feel pressured to reply to, a favor that feels slightly uncomfortable, a comment that crosses a line just enough to notice. And each time you let it slide, they learn something. They learn where your limits are. They learn how far they can go. They learn how to get back in. And it never happens all at once. It happens slowly. So slowly that you don't realize what's happening until you're already back where you started. and by then it feels familiar again. That's how the pattern resets. Then comes the moment that proves everything. Not loud, not dramatic, not obvious. Quiet. You open up to them. Not casually, not on the surface, but for real. You tell them something that matters, something you don't usually say out loud, a fear, a mistake, a memory that still affects you. And in that moment, you believe something. You believe you were safe, because that's what trust feels like. It lowers your guard, it makes you open, and for a while, nothing happens. They listen, they nod, they respond in ways that feel right. So you relax. You think you made the right choice. But then, one day, something changes. Not in a big argument, not in a dramatic moment, in something small. You're trying to move forward, you're trying to do something better, and suddenly, they bring it back. That thing you trusted them with. Not as support, not as understanding, as a weapon. A small comment, a subtle reminder, a perfectly timed sentence that hits exactly where you are weakest. And the effect is immediate. You stop, you hesitate, you doubt yourself again. That is not an accident. That is not emotional reaction. That is precision. Because they weren't just listening when you opened up. They were collecting. They were learning where to aim. And when the moment comes, they use it. Not to help you, to control the outcome. Because when someone can use your truth against you, they can control how you see yourself. And once they control how you see yourself, they don't need to control anything else. This is the sign, the one that changes everything. A person who is on your side protects your truth. They hold it carefully, they respect it, they never turn it into something that can hurt you. But a person who was never on your side does something different. They store it, they wait, and when it benefits them, they use it. The moment your vulnerability becomes their tool, the relationship was never real. Because real connection does not require protection from the other person. It creates safety. And when that safety breaks, you feel it immediately. Not as anger, not as clarity, as confusion. Because part of you still remembers the version of them that felt safe, and part of you is now seeing something completely different. That conflict is what keeps people stuck. They hold on to what felt real and ignore what is real now. But clarity does not come from what you felt, it comes from what they do. So what do you do when you see this? You stop explaining yourself. Not because you can't explain, but because they already understand. They always did. Explaining again doesn't change anything, it only keeps you in the same position. Then you stop trying to fix it. Because this is not confusion, this is not miscommunication, this is pattern. And patterns don't change because you say the right words. They change when you stop participating. So you shift your focus away from them, back to you. You protect your energy, you rebuild your sense of what's real. You start trusting your own perception again. Because that's what was slowly taken from you. Not your time, not your effort, your trust in yourself. And once you take that back, everything changes because you no longer need them to confirm what you already see. If you want to start seeing people clearly and stop falling into patterns like this, subscribe to Next Mind. That's what this is about. Not motivation, clarity. Look at the people in your life. Not what they say, not what they promise, but what they do when you trust them with something real. Because that's where the truth shows up. And once you see it, you cannot go back. Because the most dangerous people are not the loud ones. They're the ones who made you feel safe first.